What's up, everybody? It's your boy Orlando, aka King Smitty. Shout out to the royal family, yes, sir. Um, and today we're just looking at three growth stocks that I have been watching and buying throughout this whole entire bear market that we've been inside of. So the biggest one, not the biggest one, but the one I'm looking forward to the most is probably 62% off, but we'll get to that towards the end of the video. But the first one I'm looking at, oh, and before we get started, go ahead and like and subscribe to your boy. If you're on YouTube, King Smitty55. If you're on Roku, we're on Weya TV. That's WEYA. So you can catch me either on YouTube or Roku. Let's get into it. The first growth stock I'm looking at is Virgin Galactic. Ticker symbol SPCE. So, as a lot of you pretty much know, I've already been in that play, and I've been averaging down in that. So with this play, I am definitely going to get my initial investment out once it does begin to take off, and whatever is left over after my initial investment, I probably just let that run, or just depending on how the company does. Because if it's consistent with this flights, I'll let the money in there just run. But if there's more delays and stuff like that, then I'll probably take those funds out and put those elsewhere that I do see growing at a faster rate. And if you look at this right here, you can see that they are working on their vehicle enhancement program update right now. So, and what that entitles, um, that enhancement period design is to improve the flight frequency, is to increase time between maintenance periods, and improve vehicle reliability and predictability and durability. So what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to make better rockets, better equipment, so that way they don't have to worry about continuously delays. Once they start going, they can get going and get the ball in the roll and get the revenue going. Because the one thing this company does not need is like a crash right now, especially early on. You're trying to get everybody on your side with these investors and stuff like that. If a crash happens, that'll be devastating to this stock. So that's why they're trying to make sure they get all of their equipment right and everything on board functioning great, so that way they don't have to worry about it and they can continuously, after this flight, another one go out. After this one, another one go out. And also as well, they're working on different types of rockets. As you can see, let's go to the next one. And yeah, so as you can see right here, they're working on expanding their fleet, right? The first one is the SS Unity. You can see if we can get it over here somewhere. That's the SS Unity. That's the first spaceship in the fleet. That's one they have already been using. And for that one, that's supposed to start commercial flights in the fourth quarter of 2022. That's this year. So that's why I can say I can at least hold it to this flight. Because if you look at the chart went to 60 like 2 times. And both times, that was a test flight, and that was a Richard Branson flight. I said, if they can get a flight up there with no issues, this stock could run. And towards the long run, if they can be consistent, like with these flights, this stock should do well. Especially once they start to bring revenue in. The estimated turnaround time for the SS Unity is 1 month, right? The next one they have, boom, the SS Imagine. That's the second spaceship in the fleet. And so this one is supposed to start commercial flights in the first half of 2023. Estimated turnaround for this one is 2 weeks. They get a new flight every 2 weeks, a different flight every 2 weeks out on the Imagine. The test flights will begin in quarter 3, 2022. So maybe even before quarter 4, since the test flights for the Imagine is starting in quarter 3, maybe that flight alone can bring this stock up. But we'll see though. So with that, there'll be more flights going out. That's at least 3 flights a month. One from the Unity and 2 from the Imagine, right? And it'll be a lower cost than flying with the Unity. Then you got the last one, which is the Delta class. That's in the production model still, and that enters commercial service in 2026. Estimated turnaround time for those flights is 1 week. So that'll be 4 flights a week on the Delta class, a month on Delta class, 2 for the Imagine, and 1 for the Unity. That'll be 7 flights a month if Space can do this right. If Virgin Galactic, I'm sorry, can do this right. You can see right now the net loss is at 81 million compared to last year. The same time, it was 104 million. So yes, they're still in the negative, but that negative is shrinking. It's not as big as it once was. And this company isn't even, they haven't even started commercial flights yet. So once commercial flights start happening, it should grab some positive revenue movement really quick. So let's look at this space chart real quick. And you can see, I want you to see this really fast. On February 8th, 2021, that was not that exact date, I don't think, but that is when the first test flight went out. Right over here, June 28th, that was the Richard Branson flight. And ever since, after both flights, the hype dies down. Second flight, the hype dies down. After that third flight, I'm not even going to say it's going to get to 60 necessarily, but it could easily, I feel like, break through these resistance here at 20 and 22. And it could possibly even get to 36 easily with the hype, especially if Wall Street Bets, I think that's the name of that little group that was on Reddit, especially if they still on the hype train with it all. You can see it's in a downtrend still. Let's zoom in on it. It's a trend line going. Yeah, you can see that it's still in a downtrend. But this is, like I said, this is a long-term hold for me. Not even a long-term hold necessarily. Just depending on how the company goes. I'm going to wait for quarter 3, quarter 4 for the test flights of the Imagine and the actual commercialization of the Unity. If they can go up, depending on that, that'll determine how I stay in this chart. Because if they start hitting us with delays and things of the sort, this stock could definitely tank a little bit lower, a lot of bit lower. You can see right now it's closer towards the oversold. And this is on the weekly chart. It's closer towards the oversold. It looks like we have a golden cross right here. Looks like it happened on February 14th. So this stock could start going up. Of course, it'll use the SMAs as a resistance. The moving averages, this purple line, which is I believe the 200. Yeah, the 200-day moving average. So it could hit off of there at $17 and bounce. That's if it goes up. It all depends because the market has been crazy lately with all this. Well, the coronavirus is starting to die down, but the coronavirus and you got the war with Russia and Ukraine. So all this affects the market. So that's that chart. And right now, see, I wouldn't even, if I had to, cause like I said, I'm trying to buy low. I'm not just buying every week on these stocks like this. So for me, my buy-in price, since it's been dropping, it would have to be over here. It's at 16. No, cause it was lower before. I'd probably say my buy-in price for this, I probably put my price around $7.50, assuming that it's gonna drop down. And when I say $7.50, that'll be like a big chunk. And before that, I'd probably put just a small portion at $8, just to see. Because if it hits $8, I'll pick that up. But if it happens to drop to lower to $7.50, I get a lot more shares and just wait for it to ride up. So that's the thoughts with Virgin Galactic. And then the next one I want to talk about is Planet 13, ticker symbol PLNHF. This is a long-term hold, and I am averaging down on this play because every time I look at this play, it's like it's doing more. And when you thought it couldn't do more, it does even more. So I'm holding Planet 13 for at least minimum, a minimum of 5 years. And every time it drops low, I'm loading the boat. Every quarter, it seems like their revenue is increasing. Right here, you can see the revenue on quarter four is at 8 million. Then it goes up. And then it's at 16 million. It doubles. It's in quarter two of 2019. And then it kind of stays at a little plateau for a little bit. And then it drops in quarter two 2020. What happened quarter two 2020? That was the corona. That's when we all went home. Remember? So it dropped because everybody didn't know what was going on. But at the same time, they launched Planet 13's brands statewide. So they started launching their own in-house brands during the corona, during the peak of it. So when everything, and they bought additional cultivation in 2013. I mean, quarter three 2020. So when everything was scared and everybody was scared, didn't know what to do, they were releasing their own lines. So when everything opened back up a little bit, they have more of their products in there rather than other people's products in there, right? Quarter four 2020, they buy the medicine dispensary. They're going up. They're at 22 million now for their revenue. It drops just a little bit to 20 million when they bought the medicine dispensary. Then it jumps up to 23 million. And then what is this? Quarter two 2021. That's when the Orange County Superstore came out over there in Cali. Now they had 32 million revenue. So they've been growing their revenue at a fast rate, and they have the stuff to keep it up. They really as well. Their in-house brands made up 20% of their in-store sales in quarter three in 2021, right? So, and then check this out. So they're buying the Next Green Wave Holdings to create the backbone for its concentrated focus on California with plans to expand in Florida and Illinois, right? Actually, yesterday, the next Green Wave shareholders approved the acquisition by Planet 13, so that way they can be a part of Planet 13 now. So with that, the next Green Wave shareholders, right? The company's facilities are used for cannabis cultivation, as well as the processing, production, and packaging of dry flowers, cannabis, oils, and concentrates. Its brand portfolio includes Junkyard, Sketchy Tank, King Louis, and a few others. I don't know what any of those are, but what I do know is with them acquiring them, that's going to bring more names to their in-house brand. And with that 20% can easily jump to like 35%, 40%. And the more they get their sales from in-house, the less they have to buy from outside vendors, which means that's more money they get to keep into their sales and reinvest into their company to get new stores going, right? And it says as well on this slide, it says that the company is getting prepared for a post-legalization era that could propel its business into new growth frontiers. So, marijuana isn't even legal everywhere, and they're making a lot of cash, and they're really setting themselves up so as it gets legalized, they can expand into different areas. Operationals in Nevada, they have retail locations. Planet 13, the superstore, is in the medicine dispensary, right? They have 3 cultivation and production areas. And they're about to add another one because they just bought New Green Wave. So that'll be a fourth cultivation place. And then in California, they have one retail location. That's their superstore in Orange County. They're getting ready, and they have licenses. One retail location in Chicago, I believe it's Chicago, but it's in Illinois. And then for Florida, it says unlimited retail locations, unlimited cultivation and production locations, because they're already cultivating it here in Florida. So it's like they can just go and acquire people from out of Florida and bring them on board, or they can just set up camp here as well in multiple locations. We got a lot of sun, just like Cali has a lot of sun, so it'll be a good spot for them to open up some superstores. Look, unlimited retail locations, and they're looking at prime locations. They're not just looking at putting this stuff in like bad locations. They're trying to put this in like prime, where everybody goes to visit at locations as well. And then let's look at this slide right here. This screenshot I have. It says, well, it shows, not that it says, but it shows in the next 5 years, they're trying to have one. They got the superstore in Orange County already. They got the one in Nevada. They're trying to get one in Chicago. They're trying to get one in Miami. And then they're just trying to get normal stores in like Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix, Minneapolis, Detroit, Boston, New York, Washington, D.C., Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, San Fran. So they have a plan to expand in not just their city and their state, but across the entire nation. And they're not just focusing on, we're just selling weed. They're trying to focus on the experience. I think they just started offering like weddings where you can do your wedding there. So they're trying to go off of experience and trying to be the number one in the future. Which, I don't fault them at that. They definitely have a nice growth model. And they have a way to grow fast and expand fast. So that's why I'm saying, like, with this one, I'm definitely holding this for at least minimum 5 years so they can expand to different states and bring that revenue in. And then once legalization, especially if that happens federally, this stock will take off faster than a jackrabbit. But last one I want to talk about, this is the one that's 62% off from its all-time highs. Huge discount. And that is ChargePoint. Ticker symbol CHPT. And ChargePoint is the electric vehicle charging station. Right? This is going to be a long-term hold, but the stock's been in a downtrend lately, but you can still use that to swing trade because the trend is kind of obvious in a sense. But definitely it's a long-term hold for me right now. It's the leader in the EV charging stations. And let's look right here. It says the Biden administration this week rolled out a plan to allocate $5 billion to the states to fund the EV chargers over 5 years as a part of the bipartisan infrastructure package. And remember, before I had a video on the infrastructure package, and they're talking about it again. They're bringing in $5 billion to the states to help fund to get the EV chargers going because he wants America, and it says right here, it's going to help ensure that America leads the world on EV. And then Biden states that China has been leading the race in the electric vehicle for the longest, but that's about to change now. America's about to be number one. That's what Biden wanted, and that's kind of what Trump wanted too when he was in office, is for America to be number one. That's why he was trying to get a lot of stuff back here in America. But Biden is saying the same thing in a sense. And so the thing about the charge point is you don't have to just rely on one company. You feel me? Tesla is just going to rely on Tesla in a sense. Ford's only relying on Ford. The charge point, all of them are coming to you. they all need a charge. So they're pulling money from everybody in a sense. This investment is a part of the administration's broader agenda, rather than just being the number one in the EV electric vehicle. but it's to combat human-caused climate change and advance the clean energy transition. So everything's going green. They want to make the world a greener place. Global warming. Ever since John Kerry was talking about it, it has just been getting worse. Ice caps are melting in Antarctica and stuff like that. So they're just trying to combat that, trying to leave the planet a little bit healthier, so that way your grandkids can still live here. But hey, if it gets too worse, Virgin Galactic's going out in space. No, but they are. There's another company that's trying to get like a space hotel going up in the future. That's going to be wild if that does actually happen. But yes, and the Biden administration also pledged that the vehicles sold in the U.S. will either be full electric or plug-in hybrids by 2030. They pledge at least half the vehicles sold in the U.S. will be at least electric or plug-in by 2030. And if half the vehicles are electric, I'm telling you, that's a huge amount. You do the math of the people in America, and let's just say that half of those people want cars or need vehicles. You feel me? Some people might be, work doing the subway or the train or Uber, so they don't have a car. But those of us who do have cars, it's a huge amount of us. And if half of those that are available to them are electric, the market for these charging stations are huge. It's absolutely huge right now. And they're all going to need somewhere to charge, right? Let's take a look at this chart really fast. So looking at this chart, first one we're going to look at is Planet 13. Because I did forget to show that one the last time. So as you can see, it kind of peaked out at around like $7. And then it's been dropping. But you can see right here, you got a golden cross. It crossed, it came back down, touched a little bit, and it went up. And now, it could come back down a little bit. Like it's trying to head down the RSI to the oversold position. And I do have trust and believe or a limit order set for right here. I believe it's $2.47. Price right now is $2.75. And I've had that in there for a while too. I've been waiting for it to drop. And I believe that my next one is right here. Let me place the horizontal line. So there's one right there. And there's one right there. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it right there. Oh, no I didn't. So that's where it's at now, I'm sorry. And then I have one roughly right there. $2.47 is that's what my first limit buy is for Planet 13 because like I said it's just been dropping, but the entire market was dropping for a little minute because there's a lot of uncertainty. Then you have the Fed talking and stuff as well. So I placed one right there and I placed another one at just $2 even. So if it drops, I'm loading up because the next 5 years, especially when these other stores start to open up, you might not see $2 again. So I might as well establish me a nice hefty position and just ride this for the next couple of years up. And then the next one we're going to look at, oops, you can see this one. And then you got ChargePoint, ticker symbol CHPT. This one as well has been going in a downtrend. Be the trend line. Put one right here. Expand it just a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna have one on the bottom side too. You feel me? Because it's not like it's just doing this on its own. So Boom. Oop, no alerts, no alerts. Boom. And it's kind of like a little parallel line in a sense. Like I said, you can see it's in a downtrend. And so that's why I've been just lowering, averaging down on it. Shoot, discount, discount. Couple years, this junk's gonna be flying, and I got the patience for it. You feel me? So right here, let me move this out the way. No, thank you. Right here, you can see the blue line on the MACD down here. It crossed below, and that's saying, "Hey, it's time to sell." It dropped, and it dropped. I'm gonna come up here so you can see it as well. And it dropped, came to the oversold. It crossed right here, golden cross. Came up just a little bit. Still not worth buying. That's why you got to be cautious with it. It then it came back down and it boom. It's another golden cross. Boom. It shot up too. But it was temporary. You see another death cross. That means get out. Came down. But see when it came right here, that's the second time touching this resistance line. I mean the support line. You feel me? Goes up a little bit. It comes back close to the support line. Doesn't go under it. So at this point, you're like, okay, this support line is pretty solid. I can buy right here. So you would have bought right here, and it's on the golden cross. You feel me? On the MACD down here, it's like, hey, time to buy. So you could have bought. Boom, you hit this resistance line. Right here in the MACD, that blue line is the death cross. Time to sell. It goes down. Comes right here. Let me move my light a little bit. And it just kind of consolidates a little bit. The blue's on top of the red, so the price does go up just a tad bit. Then it crosses again. And then the blue and the red line kind of gets intertwined under the MACD. Right? So let's go over here. Closer to our date that we're at now a little bit. So boom. The blue line crosses. It's close to the oversold on the RSI. It goes up. So you could have bought right here. That's a clear buy signal. It goes up. Boom. Right here. It's already hit that resistance. It hit that resistance line right here on November 9th. It comes back down. You already got the death cross saying, hey, it's time to sell on the MACD. That's that blue and the red line down here. You see? It comes back up just a little bit. It hits the resistance line again. Hey, it's time to sell. The blue line's already going down on the MACD, so it goes down. Boom! It hits the support line again. Strong support line. The blue line cross, the MACD. The blue line crosses over the golden cross. It goes up. Boom! It's crossing again. Right now, it's about to come back down. Like I already have some, but I'm gonna use this as a swing trade as well. Because it's doing like an obvious pattern in a sense. So it's coming down. This blue line on the MACD is about to cross down saying, hey, it's time to sell. It's coming down. Probably. More than likely. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. All this is just for entertainment. But when this comes down, it's going to go closer towards the oversold. When it does that, it's coming closer towards this support line. Once it comes closer towards the support line again, I'm going to load the boat this time. Of course, what I'm saying isn't for you to buy, sell, or trade any of this. It's all for my due diligence in a sense. But I'm going to load the boat. I'm going to put a nice little chunk in there. And I'm just going to let that little chunk, outside of my long-term investment, this little chunk, probably in a different portfolio really, and let that ride up at least until it hits $20. So if it comes back down on March 4th, it hits $11 or $10.89. I buy it right there, and I sold at $20. That's about a 97% gain. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Just do a little swing trade along with my long-term play for Planet 13. I'm sorry, Charge Point. But that's definitely one of my long-term lookers. But if you've been rocking with me so far, appreciate the love. Um, Let me know what you got on your watch list if you are in any of these plays. If you're not, let me know what you think about it now that I explained to it after you do your due diligence and your research.